Okay, so I am currently in the Premier Inn. I'm gonna put my little headband on because I'm gonna be doing a get ready with me and was gonna include this. Oh no. I was gonna include this in the vlog that I'm doing where I'm staying here, but I thought, you know what? No, because that video is already gonna be really long and I don't want to deal with that. I just don't want to deal with that. Okay, so you'll have to bear with me because I've never filmed anything like this before. And I don't know what like the angles are that we want. Like what are we looking for? I really don't know. I just don't know. Brought my little makeup bag with me. I'm gonna show you right here. This one's actually from Primark. No, it's not. Why would I say that? It's from Superdrug. Why did I say that? Okay, so I'm gonna just do my little routine. The only bad thing about bags like this, if you have like a lot of stuff, everything, like I pack things in order of how I put them on. So everything that I need to put on first is at the bottom. I need to stop doing that. Okay, so the first step is SPF. This is the Bondi Sands SPF 50 Plus. Now, I am going to leave a link to everything that I'm using down below. I'm not going to put you through the trauma of trying to find all of this stuff if you're interested in any of it. Look at this fucking headband. But basically, this is the SPF 50 Plus. I remember when Bondi Sands posted a picture of me on their Instagram when I was wearing this. And they put in the caption for like I think they said something like, oh, for a dewy, not greasy look. And I was like, I don't think that's too true. If you have skin that isn't dry, I would not recommend this. This is ideal if you have dry skin, but if you don't have dry skin, just stay the fuck away because this makes my skin shiny and I have the driest skin ever. Definitely don't recommend if you have like any other skin type that isn't dry, but they sell this version which is just the SPF 50. But they have a face version, and I'm 99% sure it's the exact same fucking product. But this one I think is like $7.99, and the face one is like $6.99, but it's like double the amount. So I just get the big tube. I don't see the point in paying £1 less for like half the product. This works really well. As a primer, I love using this as a primer. I don't use primer anymore. I used to use the e.l.f. Isn't there like Power Grip primer? It's their... The one that was like before that. It was like the Power Grip one, but it was before it was called Power Grip. It was like their mint one. Also, I did fake tan last night. I haven't fake tanned in a while. I don't know what's happened to my hands. Like, everywhere else looks fine, but my hands... Because what I was trying to do was I was trying to avoid my fingernails, but I think I just didn't put enough on, so now I just have like... The tips of my fingers are like really pale and the rest is like... The rest of the tan is fine, so we're just gonna ignore the hands, even though that's the only thing you can really see. I don't want to ramble about any of these products too much. I did want to have more of like a chat and like just talk. But I did want to mention the stuff that I'm using because I'm gonna link it all below. Maybe I won't mention it too much, but this foundation is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. Speaking of focusing... This is their foundation. It's the dewy one. They have a regular one, which I've not tried, so I can't really speak to that too much. But the dewy one, this is the best foundation I've ever used, and I have tried a lot. This, I just feel like when you put this on, you really just never look like you've got foundation on. I don't know how to describe it. Mine is the shade Classic Beige, which right now isn't looking very beige. It's looking a little bit pale, but that's okay. I don't know if you can see, but do you see how it just looks? Let me use my toothbrush to point. Do you see how it looks just like really smooth? Like it doesn't look crepey and gross. Like I have like a bunch of like, I guess like spots on my forehead, but the way it's went over it doesn't enhance them. It just sort of like... I love it, and it's like £6. I've been using this since 2020. Concealer, Catrice True Skin Concealer is really great. I think just because I've tried so many different makeup products, everything from like cheap to really expensive, I've found products that are so cheap that I love so much. Like this concealer I think is like £5, £6. I also just use my finger for concealer because I feel like it blends the best with my finger. But now most of my makeup is more affordable because I've just tried so many different products, which is why I'm really into filming anti-hauls at the moment. I did post an anti-haul during the week, and yeah, I honestly didn't expect anyone to watch that because it's very niche. Like, I get with like me going to Greece and stuff, like if people want to watch that, it's more interesting, but like me filming an anti-haul in my car, there's like 200 views. Like 200 people watched me film an anti-haul in my car. I did not expect that. I really did not expect that. That was kind of strange. The other video that I posted about me going to Greece, it's on like over 500 views now, which I won't lie, that is kind of scary because I feel like it's different because with like Instagram and stuff, like I had an old Instagram account that's still up but I don't use it anymore, which had like 13,000 followers on it. And the reason I stopped using it was because of the amount of crazy people that would message me on there. Like I got so many crazy DMs from strange people, and there was a lot of drama that happened that I stupidly like posted on my story about. And those stories got, I think, like 6,000 views, and the majority of the people who viewed the stories were people who live in and around where I live. So many people knew what was going on, and I wasn't even technically involved in it. It was like about one of my friends at the time, but it was shortly after that that I decided that I was going to stop using that account because too many people followed it that like were from where I was from. So now I have like 1,500 on my new account that I made 2 years ago, which is the one that I use. That's just the one that I use in general now. I don't use my old one really anymore. But it's different when it's like when you're like actually posting like a raw video. Like I was sitting in my car, and in that video I quite literally looked busted. I looked like an arsehole. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea to film that on that day when I was like, I literally had the day before's makeup on. Like I had like excess mascara and concealer on, and I was wearing like this mucky black t-shirt. Like, and of course 500 people have seen me look like that, but that's fine. That's just real life. It's different when it's like 500 people watching a video of you sitting in your car talking about what you're going to be doing in like your life. That's very different from posting like a photo on Instagram of like the sky, or like posting a picture of you and your friend like on your Instagram account from when you were like out. Like I don't know, it's just very different. But like the reason I stopped using the other Instagram account was just because of it just got a bit much. Like the people that were like messaging me, and like weirdos would message me, and I found that even if people didn't follow me, like there was, when you scroll down to the bottom of your story viewers on Instagram, you really see everyone who doesn't actually follow you but is just looking you up. And there was a handful of people, like between 10 and 20 people, who would consistently look at my stories almost every day, but they were not following me. So either they were talking about me, like sharing the story with each other, like in a group chat, but I don't think any of them were really friends with each other. So I think that they were all literally just looking me up. Because there was like drama that happened, and then they were like looking me up and like talking about like what I was posting. And there was this one guy who went to my high school who quite literally was like stalking my Instagram for several years. He only just recently stopped, but it was every fucking time I posted a story, he was the first person to view it. But he did not follow me. He didn't follow me, he never did follow me, he never has followed me. But he was always like one of the first people to look at my story immediately after I posted it. And that to me is fucking bizarre. That was since 2021 he was doing that, until like a couple months ago. And people might say, oh, why didn't you block him? At first it was funny, but I tried DMing him. Hello? What do you want from me? Like, what's going on? I didn't like to have my Instagram private, but then I don't like blocking people unless I have like a real reason to. But I ended up blocking him. That just was like That was very strange. I'm gonna use Tarte Shape Tape concealer on my 5 o'clock shadow area. Now, I did post a story on my Instagram asking for topics to discuss in this Get Ready With Me, and not that many people replied, not gonna lie, but I got a couple of responses. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this Tarte Shape Tape concealer might be expired. I just have a feeling it kind of smells like B&Q. Okay, so... Oh, the story's fucking gone! The story's been deleted! One of my friends called Rebecca, who lives in Newcastle, said, "Can you come see me soon?" I am absolutely going to be doing that. She has visited me in Glasgow 3 times. She lives in Newcastle, so we don't live close to each other, but she has came up here 3 times, and I feel bad because I never went to see her yet. Now that I drive, I could definitely, like, drive there, like, hopefully at some point in the new year. Like, at the moment, I don't have any holidays available in work. But I will definitely be filming that, because like I said in that other video, I've always wanted to go and visit Newcastle, or I want to go back to Blackpool so badly. Last night I was literally watching, I kid you not, I was watching on my MacBook POV of Blackpool Pleasure Beach roller coasters. I miss going to Blackpool and going on the roller coasters, and I was watching them and I was almost crying because the amount of memories that I have at Blackpool Pleasure Beach and like just Blackpool in general is crazy. Now, I'm aware that the under eyes and the eyes look a little bit ridiculous because they're so bright right now, but it's okay, it all comes together. Do bear with me. Elf. This is Elf Putty Bronzer in the shade Bronzed Belle. And I'm gonna use like the butt of my sponge. I feel like I just got deja vu. Just try and disguise the receding hairline just a little bit. Just a little bit. I love this bronzer. I really, really do. I love it so much. But yes, I'll be going to Newcastle and hopefully Blackpool. I'm not gonna say hopefully, I'm gonna say I am going to Blackpool. Even if I'm going alone, I will go. Thing is though, I don't know if I'd want to go on like roller coasters alone. I feel like that's more fun with your friend, not gonna lie. But I do want to visit Blackpool regardless because I love it. If you have like that place from like your childhood that holds so much like sentiment to you, for me it's Blackpool. I love it. Now for blush. Okay, so for blush I brought Made by Mitchell. I think this is Melon Sorbet. This is cream blush. I do use both. I use cream and powder. I am much more of a powder blush person. I'm not gonna lie. Now for powder, Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. We're not gonna be using fucking Tom Ford pressed powder. This actually isn't available in the UK, but you can get it some places online. So I'll have a look for it and then I will link it in the description because it is the best loose powder. It reminds me a lot of the Laura Mercier one. Oh, look at that creasing. That's fucking crazy. Also, if you're like a guy who wants to get into makeup, like obviously I don't mean you don't have to do it like this. You don't have to do like full on. But I used to wear like more natural makeup a few years ago and I used to think, why does it just always look like makeup? Why? Because I would put like concealer on to like conceal like some of my like imperfections on my face. And then I would always think, oh, why does it still just always look like makeup? It's because I wasn't setting it. You need to invest in a setting powder because the minute you put setting powder on, it makes it look more like skin. I feel like, I just feel like when you just have like all these creams on your face, like it's obviously going to look like makeup. How do you put up with all the closeted gays with ghetto friends messaging you? Okay, well, that's actually an interesting topic because I feel I'm in 2 minds about this, and I've been on a little bit of a journey with this. At the start, when this was happening, and I know for a fact this happens to the majority of gay guys, like most gay guys have had this experience at least one time. When you get straight men messaging you, and that's, first of all, they're not straight. Like, let's be fucking for real. Let's just be for real just for once, please. I'm done like tiptoeing around this topic because nobody who is sexually interested in the same sex is straight. But you could also be figuring yourself out and wanting to experiment, which is one thing. But if you have a girlfriend, now is not the time. And this has happened to me on umpteen occasions, and it's gotten to the point where I'm just taking no more to do with it. And some people might disagree with me on that, but I don't actually care. I don't give a fuck. The amount of times that that's happened, I'll give you a couple of examples. Last year, I hooked up with this guy who was using a fake name, which I didn't know was fake at first. What was it he called himself? Jim. And I was like, I thought at first, Jim is a little bit weird. He was my age. And I'm like, Jim? I don't know anyone else my age that's called Jim, but, I'm not gonna, bully him for his name. So I went over to his house and, oh, we hooked up. Ew. I don't like talking about that. It feels really Anyways, we hooked up and he was really, really attractive, which is a real shame. But anyways, after I got back home, we were talking and we were actually going to arrange to meet up again shortly after. He was asking oh, can you come back? Why don't you come back tonight? I was like, no. If you know, you know. Why, once in a day is enough. We don't need to do it any more than once. I don't want to be uncomfortable physically. So I think it was the next day or something, he was saying that he had a girlfriend. He brought it up casually in conversation. He was sending a few different messages with different things, and he was like, oh, but we can't make this too much of a regular thing. I have a girlfriend and a daughter. And this is where it gets kind of upsetting for me, because it bothers me so much when this happens, because a hookup should just be a hookup, right? I don't need to quiz people before we meet up and do things. I don't need to do any of that. I don't need to quiz someone and ask them 20,000 questions about their life. I want to be able to. It should just be normal to be able to just spontaneously do something like that. But with people like me, you need to find out more before you go ahead and do these things. Really know who you're talking to, which is the sensible idea anyway. I mean, he was using a fake name, which is a red flag. But I didn't know it was fake. And then we hooked up or whatever. And then the next day he casually brought up that he had a girlfriend and a daughter. I was like... And it was really calculated to me. He must have felt like he needed to tell me that, but he couldn't just outright say it. So he just casually brought it up in in the midst of a different conversation. And I was so angry. I was like, what the fuck? Because A, fuck you, but also B, I would have never have agreed to hook up with you had I known A, that you had a girlfriend, but B, that you have a fucking kid. Absolutely not. No chance. So that's just one example. And then a couple years ago, there was this other guy who had a pregnant girlfriend. And luckily, I didn't actually meet up with this guy, but he was asking to meet up with me. And he actually wasn't using a fake name. I looked his name up on Facebook and I seen that one of his recent posts was his girlfriend tagging him in a baby scan picture, and I was like, So I tried to give this guy advice. I was like, listen, you're about to be a dad, you're about to bring a child into the world. You need to figure yourself out now. You can't be being unfaithful to your partner when you're about to be parents. You need to sort yourself out now. I tried to give him as much advice as I could, and the list goes on. There was another guy, and this one bothers me the most because I was not remotely attracted to this guy, right? He came to this hotel, and whatever, we did whatever, and I did not enjoy it one bit. He was not for me. I felt bad because he traveled all the way here, and I wouldn't want to be that person to take a look at someone and be like, on second thought, no thanks. Because I know that if that happened to me, I would never forget it and I would probably have a breakdown. I agreed to do it, everything was fine, I guess. And then he left. And then I found out on his Facebook that he just recently got engaged when he was on holiday. He got engaged to a woman. So this is where things started to change for me, because even though I've just given a couple of examples of this has happened on an unbelievable amount of occasions. So at this point, I just removed him. I didn't say anything. Normally I would message the girlfriend. I couldn't do it with that guy that said his name was Jim. His name was actually Ewan, but I couldn't find his girlfriend. I couldn't find him on social media. I couldn't find anything. Otherwise I would have messaged her. And it's happened in the past with other people that it's happened so many times. I've messaged so many girlfriends. Oddly enough, I've never had to message someone's boyfriend, which is very strange. But I've messaged so many people's girlfriends, and at this point, I was like done with it. I'm like, I am done with doing this. I'm sorry, my battery died on the camera. But at this point, I was like done. So I deleted him from Snapchat pretty much within like half an hour of him leaving the hotel. You know when you've like just met up with someone and then you're kind of intrigued about them personally? I don't know if anyone else does that. But I just started like looking him up on socials and stuff like that, and found out that he got engaged when he was on holiday. And at this point, I had dealt with it so many times. I could see who his girlfriend was, but I was not about to message any other girlfriends and get myself into situations that I don't want to be in because of someone else and their fuckery. No thanks. So I just removed him. But the thing is, a couple weeks later, now on my Snapchat, it was Snapchat that I had him on. On my Snapchat, I had my settings as anyone can contact me that has me added. Like, I think to view my story, you need to be my friend or something, but to contact me, anyone can contact me. So I had removed him from Snapchat, but I don't think he removed me. So he messaged me a couple weeks later asking to hook up again. So at this point, I'm like, okay, it's been 2 weeks. Clearly, he's not learning from his mistakes. He's not thinking, oh, fuck, that was a mistake. I regret doing that. I should not have cheated on my fiance. So at this point, I became really angry. I was like, I removed you because I realized that you were, in fact, cheating on your partner. And I felt really taken advantage of because, A, I didn't tell this to him, but I was not into him. Not even one bit. And that's not to say that if I was, that I would have done that, because I wouldn't. But it made it like worse, because I was like, I didn't even fucking enjoy myself. Then all of a sudden he was really apologetic and whatnot, but I was like, you know what, fuck you. I really don't care. Like, you're not sorry. You're just sorry that someone has, like, confronted you. You're sorry that someone has called you out on your shit. You're cheating on your fiance. So at this point, I did message his fiance. I messaged her on Facebook. And what's really alarming is quite a lot of the people, in fact, if not most of the people, when I've messaged their girlfriends, they're all still together to this day. So either the girlfriends are a bit, ooh, or the guy in the relationship is just being really manipulative and controlling, which is a shame. But with this guy that, like I was just talking about, he was the last person that I ever got involved and messaged their girlfriend. Because a lot of people might think, oh, well, you should definitely do the right thing. You should definitely tell her. Like, I would want to know if it was me. Which I agree with, but I also agree that this is not my problem. And I don't need to involve myself and create stress in my life because your boyfriend's, like, being an arsehole. That's got nothing to do with me. So I've just decided now that I'm going to step out of it. I need to do it for my own well-being, because I can't get myself involved, because a lot of the times it was just like back and forth. Like, this one girl was like asking for all this fucking proof, and I was like, I can't give that to you. What do you want me to do? Fucking shart his out? What do you want me to do? Okay, so bronzer, it's a shame because a lot of these guys are clearly just wanting to experiment and figure themselves out, which is totally fine, but you can't be also hurting someone else. And if you're being dishonest with the person that you're hooking up with about your relationship status, and you're not being fully open with them about that, we're not giving you consent to, we're not consenting to having sex with someone who's in a relationship. If you're lying about who you are, and you're lying about the fact that you're in a relationship, and you're lying about the fact you have a family at home, and this could be really detrimental to that, then I'm not consenting to doing that with you. So that left me feeling really like used and like taken advantage of. And now I just have like people that I already know, and I just prefer that. I'm using NARS Laguna bronzer. I have this Tarte blush palette here, and I'm gonna mix refined and polished, these two colours here. Again, we need to trust the process here. Favorite highlighter ever is Revlon Skin Lights. This is an old, beaten up Revlon Skin Lights, but just wait till I put this on. It's really just quite great. Can you see that? Oh, yes. Now I do like to use a lot of highlighter. As you can see, this is the shade Twilight Gleam. So I like to do this thing with the same contour shade that I used. I like to use it on my nose, but also I like to take it up into the eyelid. Should I like zoom you in? Never done this before. Oh. Okay, I zoomed you in. I don't know if this is like, it's probably not very flattering, I'm not gonna lie, but it's all right. We're just up close and personal. So what I do is I just take the contour shade that I use, which is this is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contour Palette. It's the only like matte contour shade that I can find anywhere. Every other contour, like if you look up contour on Google, if you want to buy they're all bronzers. None of them are like contour colors. Just take it down the side of my nose on like a little brush, and then I'll like take it up through I don't know if that makes any sense. Now, what I like to do, this eyeshadow palette, the Sosu by Suzanne Jackson eyeshadow palette. This is the All Matte Everything palette. Look, it just has a bunch of neutral shades. Now, I don't wear eyeshadow, but this particular shade, I actually like to mix these two, Elegance and Scope, these like lighter shades, because I'm really self-conscious about my dark circles. I like really just like pack this on, brighten it up. Now, I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit. Oh, that's the wrong way. And MAC Gold Deposit, I use this all over with the same brush that I used for bronzer. This is just like a bronzer topper. I just really like using this. It just adds a little bit more glow to the skin. So now I do my full freckle. I'm using the Lottie London freckle pen. Can you even see it? I don't fucking know. This part's gonna be really time consuming. Okay, so I've done my full freckles and I just needed to share with you the mascara that is really just great. Actually, first I'm gonna put my little inner corner. This is made by Mitchell Drip Drip. I love this on my inner corner. I really do. Okay, so the mascara that I use is the Technic Mega Lash. Best mascara I've ever used. Ever! And it's waterproof, so it doesn't come off. It's a bit of a pain to actually take off, but it's just great, and it's like £2.50. So, look. I mean, I just feel like that is what I like. Using Benefit Professional Super Setter Setting Spray. I feel like when I cover the light, you can kind of see the eye inner corner a little bit better. This Morphe 2 lip oil. I don't really have a whole lot in the lips department, but maybe I'll like try and turn this light down a little bit because I feel like it's really bright. There we go. I turned it down ever so slightly just so you can see the state of my hair. Okay, so I had to just try and rinse glitter out of my hair. I think there was glitter on the headband, which is not great. But I just put this little polo shirt on. And I'm gonna be wearing Britney Spears Circus Fantasy. One of my favorites from Britney. I have like literally almost all of her perfumes, but this is the one that I decided to bring. Douse myself in this. I love this perfume. Yes, I will link this below as well. I fucking love it. Anyway, here's my little polo shirt that nobody fucking cares about, but I'm gonna show you anyway. And I'm also in my underwear. Like I said, I think that there's someone coming over. I don't know actually 100%. I think they are. But I didn't bring my shorts. I wanted to wear shorts because I've just tanned my legs. Should I stand on the chair? I tanned my legs last night and I was going to bring my shorts so I could try and show them off because, hello. But no, I forgot. forgot my shorts. There's always something. Every time I come to this hotel, there's always something that I've forgotten to bring. Oh, I'm gonna have a little drink. This is Smirnoff. Let me just actually pose for a thumbnail. I got this, it's horrible, by the way. I think it would be nice if it was mixed, but I just haven't mixed it. By the way, I haven't actually drank any of this. I brought this with this amount in it. This is Smirnoff Raspberry Crush Spirit Drink. Got it from B&M. And I just thought I'd have a little shot before I go. But yeah, this is just a singular video. If you want to watch and see what I get up to whilst I'm here at the hotel, then I'm going to be filming. I've already started filming the vlog of my stay, so that'll be up probably after this one. I'm going to probably post this one first, but yeah, I'm currently on the Premier Inn, my second home that I haven't been to since April, but I'm really happy that I'm back. It's giving me a lot of serotonin and dopamine. Oh, that's... But what I'm going to do, like, after I've filmed this video is I'm going to go to Tesco Metro, which is just across the street, because I want to get snacks. I haven't eaten today. It's probably not a good idea when I haven't eaten today, but... Oh! My nipples have just went rock solid. Horrible. Anyways, if you're still watching, thank you for watching. Everything that I've used in this is going to be linked in the description, because every time I watch someone's Get Ready With Me, don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I always end up buying something that they've used. I'll link everything below. I'm going to try and put them in order of how I put them on in the description, and I'll try and link the brushes and stuff that I used. I mean, I've had this same Wet n Wild bronzer brush since 2020, so... But it's brilliant. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'm going to continue filming, just not on this video. I'm going to do the rest of my vlog, so if you want to watch that, then... I was going to say I'll link that below, but I don't think it'll be up yet. Once it is up, I'll link it below, but it'll just be the most recent video on my channel. Thank you. Bye.